Hi, everyone. Welcome to Murder, She Watched. I'm your host, Amy Archer, and I'm here today with one of my favorite co-hosts, my lawyer, not really, Shabnam. Hi, Shabnam.
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. I was so excited to watch this safari-based murder.
I was thinking, like, you and I have been through a lot together. We've done a lot of true crime docs together.
Yeah.
And we've seen some wild shit.
Yeah.
And Trophy Wife is no exception.
No. I kind of was loving all the like animal shots, you know, and all the leopards going up into the trees and all that. It was pretty cool.
It made it really hard for me to watch it with my dogs in the room. Because I have two dogs, and one goes bananas at anything that is not human.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I had to lock her up quite a bit in the bedroom while we were watching this. But yeah, it was, I really struggle big game hunting. And so it was really hard in that way to watch this. But I'm always, and I mean, an innocent woman was murdered. So there's that. Yeah. That aside, I'm always into a doc with like a crazy egomaniac just out of control and power. Yeah. And combine that with my fear of dentistry. And it was, really weird to watch this.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It's kind of like, not to rag on dentists at all, but it's kind of like the perfect profession for a murderer. I don't know.
Just like a cruise ship. You know, you're going on a cruise ship, you may not come home. You go to the dentist's, who knows what can happen.
Right.
I don't know. We're just kidding, dentists. We love you. You're necessary for our lives.
Definitely.
So, we're talking today about Trophy Wife Murder on Safari, and we're going to get right into it because we have a lot to cover.
Yep.
And this was on Hulu in 2025. And my daughter, as you know, is going to be going to Pittsburgh. For college in a month. So I'm like, maybe we need to keep her dental stuff here. And she can just get dental care when she gets home.
Yeah. Yes. Sounds like a plan.
Because I don't know what's happening out there. Now, those of you who are waiting for the Robert Durst Jinx scale that I give all of these, ratings, I'll do that at the end.
Okay.
Just
I'm excited.
Keep you waiting a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we open Trophy Wife Murder on Safari with Larry Rudolph. We meet Larry Rudolph. This is not, there's a lot of Rudolphs in my life recently. We have David Rudolph on not Bob Durst, Michael Peterson's very put upon lawyer. On the staircase, which Becca and I will be dropping on Patreon. If you want to join us, join at the $10 tier. Just click the link in the show notes or join on Apple. We're going to do 2 episodes of the staircase a week beginning next week.
Nice. That's awesome.
I'm super excited. It's been so fun to watch. I love it so much. But so we have David Rudolph. Okay. And we have Eric Rudolph, who is the Olympic park bomber. So we have a lot of Rudolphs in the true crime space. Yeah. And now we have another one.
And you have your namesake, right? But you're and here you are doing true crime. So I think
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So he is a dentist and he's a big game hunter. And Betsy says Larry was a smooth talker and he could win you over. And she says, and Betsy's one of my favorite people throughout this. She gives a lot of commentary. And she's like, it's Larry's world and we're all living in it.
Yeah.
And I think, based on the hubris of this jack-off, that she is right.
Yeah. Oh, I think so too, for sure. For sure. I mean, and I think a lot of criminals or con people are this way, so I'm not surprised. And he definitely fits the bill.
There's a Venn diagram where he has a little Cody Brown energy to him. Like a little bit of the... I don't want to say he's a narcissist, but, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to rely on professionals for that diagnosis.
He's just a little cooler than Cody Brown, and he has better hair. But
he does have better hair. I agree.
Yeah.
And he has better wives. Well, one better wife. Yeah. Than Cody Brown's better wife. Okay.
Yeah.
Even though Larry Rudolph's girlfriend is a murderer, I'm talking about Lori, not the victim. Even though she is a murderer, better than Robin Brown.
Yeah.
So we have footage of Larry throughout this documentary in the form of a deposition. And we don't really know what he's being questioned about yet. And through this deposition, he tells us that when he was a graduate student at Pitt, he discovered two things: sedation dentistry, which I'm real into. I've never had it done, but like I'm very interested in it because I have an intense fear of the dentist.
Well, you know, in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, they all get the laughing gas when they're getting Botox, which is like way overkill. But I found it fascinating from there. So I was like, I could get on board with this too.
Yeah, I have a terrible fear of the dentist, and this did not help. Especially when they run the root canal factory, which we'll get to.
Oh, yeah.
So, and he also met his long loving wife there, Bianca. She worked there as well. She was a student there as well, but she also worked there. She worked in the cafeteria. They got married September 4th, 1982. They have two children, Anna Bianca, who we do not hear from, and Julian, who I think this is footage from like a 2020 or a Dateline.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we get the audio from Anna Bianca, which is sort of surreal at the end.
Yeah, kind of haunting.
Yeah.
So by all accounts, Bianca is lovely. She was a good mom. She helped Larry run his practice. And you get the sense that and this is common for people who get married young, that they built this business together. That she helped, especially in the 80s, you know, she probably didn't have a huge career of her own. She helped build his practice. She was instrumental in it. And now we meet Dr. Tim Runco. I'm not going to lie to you, Shabnam. I would have a drink with this guy.
Yeah.
Right?
He was the one with the like buttons unbuttoned, right?
Yeah. He just seemed fun.
He did. And I liked, and he had great teeth, which obviously. He should. But yeah, he looked like a good time. I totally agree.
He had some nice shade to throw at Larry, but also, you know, was respectful. Like, I liked him. So he says he was Larry's partner. He got a job at Larry's practice when he was a young dentist. And he says he liked both of them, Bianca and Larry, a lot. And he says, Larry is a lovely guy until he wasn't. He was a real Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah.
So now we meet Bill Gorman, the insurance broker. He doesn't have a huge role to play here, but he just kind of fills us in on maybe what could be another motive, another incentive for the murder.
Yeah.
And another thing is this documentary goes back and forth in time.
Yeah.
It'll say like 2 years before the murder, 30 years before the murder, 25 years after the murder, or not 25 years, 2 years after the murder. And I thought that was well done because I didn't know who was murdered. Do you know what I mean? Like at first I was like, I don't know who's murdered here. So you don't know, like it could be Larry.
Yeah, I totally agree. I like that too, because I was watching it with my mom and my mom was like, wait, so did he murder the wife or the mistress? I was like, I'm not sure yet. So like,
or is he murdered? We didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And so Larry came to Bill Gorman for some financial planning, and we learned that he had insurance on himself and Bianca, which did not raise a red flag. Everybody has not everybody, but most people have life insurance on their spouse and themselves.
Right.
But he says Larry was a little bit abnormal. So we're getting a sense something's off here.
Yeah.
Back to Tim Runco. He says Larry produced a lot of dentistry and brought in a lot of cash. So we gave him a longer leash, and he was sort of a playboy.
Yeah.
Bom, 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 bom. Here we go.
Yeah.
We meet Marianne, the dental assistant at Larry's practice, and she says everybody loved him, but it was common knowledge that he was cheating, and Larry said it was a thrill, and he hired mostly hot blondes to work for him. Shabnam, I have bad news for us.
I know, right?
We could not have worked at Larry's.
We could be marked safe from
We
Larry.
are brunettes. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And I mean, I even have glasses, so.
But his wife was like a redhead, and she looked almost like she dyed her hair she was kind of a brunette later on. So his wife was, I guess he grew out of that type.
Maybe that's why she had to die.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So we get a deposition here, and they're asking him, did you have dinner with her? And Larry's like, yeah, a couple cocktails. Did you kiss her? Yeah, I think I kissed her. Was it a French kiss? I'm like, who is this DA?
I know. Like, what is happening? Is he writing a exotic novel? No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Erotic novel. Yeah.
Although with his love of big game hunting, it could have been exotic and erotic.
Yes, it could have.
So he was banging a lot of dental assistants. One even put his pee in her M and then spit it into a baggie and threw it in the freezer.
Yeah, and that's when I was really like, this guy's super entertaining, Dr. Tim Runco. The fact that Runco. The fact that he described that whole thing, I'm like, this guy's totally enjoying this role of his.
Yeah, and then he's like, it's a jizz bag from Larry.
Yeah.
Like, okay, Dr. Runco, I see you. So Larry's last mistress was Lori Milliron. She started working at the dentistry in early 2000s, and she was the opposite of Bianca visually. She was tall, she was blonde, and patients started seeing this. He was the kind of guy, patients started seeing them out together. He was the kind of guy that didn't give a shit. He thought he was invincible. We all know people like this. He just took this woman out wherever. And I think Bianca, and I don't blame women for doing this because sometimes I think it's self-protection.
Yeah.
She just chose to ignore it.
Yeah.
Because by all accounts, she didn't admit that it was happening. So people think she didn't know, but I think she knew and she just couldn't admit it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think she was like, she just felt like her life is, going okay, and they've got kids together and all that. So she might have just decided to stick it out.
And we don't know, like her, again, I never judge women for not leaving a situation. We don't know if her financial situation was so entwined with his that she would have nothing.
Yeah.
So, all right. So Marianne says, we were like a soap opera over here. It was As the Tooth Rotates.
I saw that. I was like, Amy's going to love that.
I appreciated that. Bianca and Larry both believed the other would not cheat. So when people would go to Bianca and be like, dude, he is running around with Lori Milliron. Yeah. Bianca would just be like, he would never do that to me. I'm too good to him. Like I've been so good to him.
Yeah.
Girl. Marianne claims Bianca honestly did not know that he was running around with Lori. But again, I think she knew. What do you think?
I think she knew, but I think she knew that he was cheating, but I think she might have thought he would have a little more respect for her and discretion.
Yeah. Dr. Runco says he started getting greedy. So in other words, according to Dr. Runco, if we just kept the status quo, where you're just playboying and you're doing, a certain amount of dentistry, but you had to kick things up a notch. And that's when things start to fall apart. So one day he's in Zambia on a hunting trip, and he claims a crocodile grabbed him, wrestled him into the water, and lost his thumb. So this is Larry. And Dr. Runco's like, which one is Zambia? Crocodile or alligator? He's yelling to the production.
Yeah.
He's pretty funny. I like him.
Yeah.
No one believes this. Did you see the picture of the thumb?
Yes.
What do you think?
I don't think... I just feel like if an animal that size is going to bite you, wouldn't they bite you from like your hand or your wrist or something? They're not going to like get one finger, and especially the thumb, the shortest one. It just seems very unlikely.
Well, and I don't know why he wouldn't have said like, I had a scare with an alligator, like I was reaching into the water and it just nipped me, but I was able to like pull back. But to say the alligator dragged him into the water and tousled him around, dude, you're not coming out of there with an arm.
Right. And you got tousled around by your thumb. Wouldn't he have just ripped your thumb off? And if you could get away, you'd get away.
Arm. He would have eaten the whole arm.
Right.
Whatever. So no one really believes this. And yet he files for disability insurance because he can't be a dentist. And he says he needs all 10 fingers to be a dentist. And Dr. Runco says, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah. I love him again.
The picture is pretty gruesome, but I will say it looks like he shot it off or he chopped it off.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Who am I?
It doesn't look like a bite. Yeah,
No.
It definitely doesn't look like a bite.
He gets $30,000 a month disability insurance till this day.
Tax-free.
Tax-free.
Yeah. This is when I texted you.
Tell me again how the mother of 3 collecting welfare for her children is scamming the system.
Yeah.
And this guy is out there. This drives me crazy when I hear about people talking about like the waste on welfare system and stuff like that. It's like, no, these are the people who are causing the most problems. Like this, not the mother who needs to feed her children and give them basic care.
Yeah.
Oh, it drives me crazy.
I know. That's why I texted you. I was like, I cannot believe this. And how is it tax free? That's crazy to me.
Free?
Yeah.
Like even Social Security above a certain amount is taxed. I think that's wrong.
Yeah, same.
I think he got the 30,000, but I think it was taxed. I don't know.
Or what was left after tax was maybe 30,000, and they're just saying 30.
We need a tax lawyer on this.
Yeah,
to figure this out. Yeah. So Larry says, "How about this, guys? I'm getting this 30K, but it's not enough for me. I need to come back to the practice, and I'm going to just be the COO. I'm not going to do anything. Don't put me on the books. Like I'm just going to run the business." But Runko says he started performing dental work on people after hours for cash. Now, I'm going to give a Murder, She Watched pro tip here.
Okay.
If you go to the dentist and he will only see you after hours and he only wants cash.
Yeah.
Just sometime, look, we have local dentists in the area who work with patients who don't have insurance. So they do things like this. Just vet the source is what I'm saying. Make sure the guy is decent person or the woman. Make sure they're perfect, like a decent dentist and have some good reviews because this sounds shady as hell.
Yeah, for sure. But again, like this is the kind of guy you kind of see like, oh, okay, he's going to rip off people that are vulnerable by doing this. Right?
100%.
That's probably what he was doing.
100%. So they say we will press charge. So his partners are not dealing with this. Dr. Tim Runko has no room for this. So they get rid of him. They oust him. And they give him two options. We're going to press charges and your life's going to be a nightmare. Or you just go away and never bother us again. Yeah. So what does he do?
Obviously, he goes away and never bothers them again.
Yeah,
because
you're right.
Because they're actually people that could stand up to him, and he doesn't want to deal with that.
Yeah. But he can't stay away for long, and he opens a practice across the street. Wow.
So crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he opens Three Rivers Dental across the street, and the whole family works there. Minus Julian. I don't think Julian works there, but the daughter, Anna Bianco, does. And Bianca works there.
She seems like she was super, super close to her mom.
Yeah, was she a dentist? I think she was a dentist, right?
Oh,
Anna Bianca?
I'm not sure.
She was either like a hygienist. She was in the field.
Oh, okay.
So Larry starts putting his face all over the TV and his commercials. Now, I have a question for you. How is he able to do this and still be on disability insurance?
Well, if he's saying he's just the COO and he has this reputation as a good dentist and he's running this business without actually doing it, I don't see why that's an issue if he's not actually practicing dentistry.
But he's able to earn money. Like, that's the whole thing. Disability insurance should be for people who their disability prohibits them from earning an income. He's earning an income.
Yeah.
This is shady as shit.
Even if he was just having other dentists work for him and taking like a percentage through, this makes no sense to me. He's like the poster child for ripping off the government.
Yep. So he says that in his deposition that his lifelong goal, Shabnam, was to be a Fox News contributor. So wait a minute, you're going to go on Fox News screaming about people who are using waste in the system?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That was the second thing I texted you about in this story.
So we meet Anna Grimley. She was a manager at Three Rivers Dental, and she says she loved Bianca. Bianca reminded her of Jackie O. Calm down, girl. Calm down.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I'm sure Bianca was lovely, but...
Yeah. Bianca was lovely, but I mean, Jackie O's on a whole other level. Yeah.
So Lori also worked there, and by all accounts, Lori was a real bitch. And Larry turned into a maniac, and Lori was a bitch. So it sounded like great working conditions for everyone involved.
So toxic. Yeah.
He turns... I just have to summarize. He turns into a maniac doing root canals on everyone, and he flips out and whips syringes at people.
Yeah. So
again, I can't even imagine what these poor people went through with the trauma of getting a root canal if you don't need one.
It's so bad to get a root canal. I cannot, when I need one, I try to put it off. So I don't, this is so violating. I was so upset when I heard that.
Let me tell you something. I have a cap, like a crown. I said to the dentist, I will do whatever it takes to avoid a root canal. Let's do whatever. Rip the whole tooth out. I don't care at this point. I'm not, I just am so terrified of it. I've never had it done, but I'm terrified of it because I have a lot of the, cavities that most of us 90s kids do with the big metal in there. And so I feel like a root canal is in my future, but.
Oh yeah, I've gotten one and it's terrible, but I will say getting my wisdom teeth pulled was only slightly worse. So I wouldn't say just take the tooth out.
I got my wisdom teeth pulled, but I was a kid. Like I don't remember it really well.
Okay.
And since then I've given birth, so it's like that fades away.
Yeah.
So Marianne quits over this. And as part of this, and this enraged me, she lost her 401k and she sobs about it. And I just wrote, this guy's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
This guy's a monster. He deserves to be in jail just based on this shit.
Yeah.
Even aside from the murder.
So she said did he punch her or did he just like hit her? He like hit her or something, right?
He like whipped a syringe at her and hit her with his hand, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
He accosted her somehow physically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like she has nothing. She has nothing. Could you imagine you give 20 years of your life or something to a business or 10 years or whatever it was, and you walk out of there, and I know this happens to many people around the country. You walk away and you have nothing. It's like,
so sad.
Fucking, ugh.
Yeah. So, and he's getting $30,000 a month still.
Yeah. Let the lady have her 401k. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So the staff don't really know who's pulling the strings here. They're kind of like, is it Larry or is it Lori? And at some point, Lori begins to tire of being the side piece. She's like, I need a promotion. I want to be Mrs. Rudolph. I want to be Mrs. Dentist.
Yes.
And she wants what Bianca has. But most importantly, she wants the money and the prestige and the lifestyle that Bianca has. Okay, now we meet Stephanie. This was a tough one. Because she's Lori Milliron's daughter.
Yeah. She was really, I felt so bad for her. It was really touching to hear her speak.
I'm kind of glad that they included her in this because it helped to humanize Lori a little bit.
Yeah.
And she had not been humanized at all.
No.
Yeah. And I don't know, I'm not here to make the judgment call of if she deserves that or not, but like, this girl needed to say something and I'm glad they gave her the space to say it.
Yeah, and it's also hard to tell. Like I was thinking after hearing from her daughter that because in the documentary, Lori is portrayed as sometimes she's portrayed as the evil one pulling the strings and sometimes it's Larry.
Agree.
And I wonder if it was really just Larry and they're trying to pin it on Lori as a woman. And so hearing Stephanie, her daughter, talk about her kind of like shed a little more light on that.
Yeah, I agree. So she says, Larry pursued my mother and she resisted for a long time. And she's here to correct the record of what her mother, the portrayal of her mother in the press about this.
Yeah.
She says she was an amazing mother. She was my best friend. She would hem clothes for the elderly.
Yeah.
Was that just a random thing? Or was it like one time? Like my grandmother was a seamstress and she did hem the clothes of her elderly neighbors. So I don't know. Was it that kind of situation?
Yeah, that was confusing. It was a random. Yeah, it was very random. I don't know where that came from, but I was like, okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So after the divorce from Stephanie's father, Lori was forced to work multiple jobs until she landed at Three Rivers. And Stephanie says, yes, my mother did ask Larry for money, but she spent it on us kids. And Stephanie cries, saying, I will never again be able to introduce her to anyone. That's why I'm like, oh, is she murdered? Like, I didn't know.
Okay. Yeah.
But then we get Lori calling from prison. So it's a fake out. Yeah. She's not dead.
Yeah.
And she cries and says, I cannot believe what happened to my life. I feel like I lost my identity. We're seeing like a video call with her from prison. She says she met Larry in 2002. He was successful. He was exciting. They started traveling all over the place. And yes, they fell in love. Okay, so now we get this weird, we're going to go into the hunting, guys. So I will give everybody a little bit of a warning. Like, if you're upset by images of dead animals, do not watch this documentary.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of it. We do get some nice scenes of wildlife, like you said.
Yeah.
But then we also get him with a lot of his trophies, which is very disturbing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Larry's been hunting his whole life. His father instilled it in him, and he became obsessed with it. He had over 400 species. And he eventually becomes president of the Safari Club International, which I had never heard of. Did you?
Yes. Yeah, no, me either.
It's an organization that protects hunters. So it's a big organization. And one of the women who's talking about it kind of says, like, while the NRA protects guns and gun rights, Safari International is more behind the hunters. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Again, I don't know anything about this.
I don't, but that seems awfully related.
And it seems...
Who knows?
It seems a little reductive. Like, what do you mean they're behind the hunters? Are they behind big game hunting? Are they... You know what I mean? Like, that's... That was a little...
Yeah.
So, Shabnam, this is a big organization, and they have celebrities who attend their convention, like Don Trump Jr., Tucker Carlson, and other dickbags.
Not surprised in the slightest. No. I will say, the first time I saw one of these taxidermy things really up close is a few weeks ago when I went to my husband's 30-year high school reunion near Mount Shasta up on the border of California and Oregon.
Yeah.
And the venue literally had, I don't even know what animal it was, some kind of bison head. And I was like, it's so enormous. First of all, I don't know. It just I like this whole hunting just for a trophy seems kind of odd, but also coming face to face with something that incredibly large is, I just can't even imagine it.
When I was a kid, my uncle was a big hunter, and I'll never forget. He used to go all over all over North America hunting, and he got like a mountain lion mounted one time, and it was huge, and it was like hunted like on these rocks, and he put it in his living room, and like I was so upset by this thing, I could barely go to their house, because as a teenager I had to be very dramatic about everything, and I could barely go to their house. That this thing was so, like, to me, I just saw a cat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aww, it's upsetting. Yeah. It's upsetting.
It is. Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not anti-hunting when it's necessary, when it's, paramount for survival, but this is not.
No.
So Larry also at one point tries to hug Sarah Palin.
Yeah. That was so funny.
Oh, when I saw Sarah Palin, I had a little bit of a jump scare. I'm not going to lie. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yes, I know. Yeah, same.
So he takes Lori with him on conferences, and he's saying she's his medical aide.
This is so insane.
Okay.
It's so odd. But also, going back to the Sarah Palin, I love that Sarah Palin rejected him. She's like, no, you can't hug me. I was like, okay.
Even Sarah Palin looked at him and was like, no, thank you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So he starts cheating on Lori, and one of his signature moves is he sends women bouquets of roses with dildos in them, right in the middle. Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Do you think, would that have ever worked on you in your life?
No.
I'm trying to think.
No.
Yeah, never. No. I don't think even when I was like 20. Yeah, I don't think so. No.
So Safari International eventually is like, you know what? Even though we are going to shoot a rhinoceros in the face, this is too much for us. This dildo stuff is too much. This is where we draw the line. And they decide to throw him out. And they erased him from the records. Like, forget it. It's because he was eventually president of this. And he became president by stealing and lying and cheating.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Julian says his mother started to find out about the affairs and tried to shield the kids from it. We don't get a lot from Julian. This is like third party interviews, clearly. And so he says the mother found out, Bianca found out, and they tried to fix their marriage, so they moved to Arizona. Meanwhile, Lori stays behind in Pittsburgh and is running the business. So now he's juggling both of them. Because Bianca gave him an ultimatum. Break up with Lori. We're going to Arizona to start our life over. But he didn't do that. Lori's still running the business. And he's still banging her. So Lori was getting frustrated now. And she tells him, you know what? I'm going to issue my own ultimatum. And I'm going to tell you have 1 year to get rid of Bianca. Get rid of.
Yep. Yeah.
Gotta watch what you wish for.
Yeah. Right.
And she told that to somebody, right? There was a woman that she told that to. Lori had, the girl, okay, so the woman that was reporting on this, her confessional, I didn't get her name, but her confessional was she's sitting in front of a bar.
Yes.
And she was talking about it.
Right. You're exactly. Yeah.
So now we meet Dan Foote. He is the U.S. ambassador to Zambia, the former U.S. ambassador. And he is throwing on some Africa by Toto. And he's dancing. And it's like Pulp Fiction. He's doing like a little Pulp Fiction little dance like John Travolta does in that movie.
He was probably my second favorite character.
He was great.
Yeah.
But he does have some real vocal fry. I don't know if you noticed this. So he's like, Zambia is a beautiful country with some beautiful wildlife. You can watch a leopard just kill its prey and eat it in a tree. It's so fucking cool. I'm like, oh my God.
I know. Yeah. I know.
This guy definitely owned a Camaro in the 80s. 100%.
I could see it.
Yep.
I could see it.
So 10 days before the murder, Larry and Bianca are going on a big safari in Zambia. So this is their thing that they did together. Like, Bianca got real into the hunting with him. And they were doing it together. And she was really good at, I guess, hunting leopard?
Yeah. Okay. Apparently, yeah.
To each his own.
Yeah.
So the guide... Go ahead.
It seems like an ego thing, right? Because like leopards, those animals are fast. So she's probably like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you." You know, I could see like it really seems like an ego thing.
Yeah, and the guide Spencer says they were perfectly in love and fine when they were here. Larry and Bianca, everything seemed great. Then the day of the murder, Dan Foote tells us it was a calm, misty dawn in Kafue National Park, when the peaceful silence was pierced by a gunshot. This guy is great.
Yeah.
Love him.
He's so great. I almost feel like him and our favorite doctor, I keep forgetting how to say his last name, Tim Runco. Yeah. I feel like they're almost like auditioning for like, hey, do you guys want to do more documentaries with us? Like, that's what it feels like.
Do you know anyone else who murdered somebody?
Yeah.
So Spencer says, we found the wife lying face down in a pool of blood, and they called the police. Masua, the police chief, says he got a call that the female shot herself while packing the firearm.
Yeah.
So Dan Foote tells us the story holds until people start digging. And so Masua says that Larry told him when he came out of the shower, she was lying there with the shotgun next to her. But Musawa says this man was fully dressed.
Yeah.
So at which stage did he get dressed?
Yeah.
Also,
and
go ahead.
I was going to say also this woman is really good at using firearms. She's an expert. She's been hunting for decades, it seems like. So how could you, it's pretty unlikely. I mean, I know it's possible you could accidentally shoot yourself at any expertise level, but it seems pretty unlikely.
And again, this is a hunting rifle. So the odds are against you from the get-go because women are just a lot less likely to take their own lives by gun, okay? And second of all, it's really hard to shoot yourself with a shotgun. Really hard.
Yeah. I mean, and if you were going to, wouldn't you use something shorter?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Most of the time people use a pistol.
Yeah.
So, according to the safari guidelines, the firearms must be cleared every night. So there were no shells in that shotgun. So do you mean to tell me, Spencer says, that she loaded the gun, then took the bullets out, like she loaded it.
Yeah.
You know, because he was trying to say it was an accident. So, and then another red flag is Larry wants her cremated right now. Right now, I need her cremated.
Oh, you're done with the investigation, right? Let's put her right now to get cremated.
So before they do this, the chief at the embassy goes and photographs the body, and Danfoot tells us Larry was livid. And he also offhandedly told us she may have committed suicide. Larry now, via phone, tells us, I called the embassy for help because that's what embassies are for. To help you.
Okay. Okay.
I need help. And they launched investigation. But Danfoot tells us Larry steamrolled them and he got the outcome he wanted. So Danfoot says Larry was the boss. When they go, so when these people come to go on safari, they are considered the top paying customer, right? They're the boss.
Right.
And so whatever Larry said, they're going to go in that direction. So it ended up being ruled an accident. And they cremated her body. Boom. End of story. Larry thinks he is home free now. He thinks like he's going to go home and just continue his life, blah, blah, blah. The children are devastated. Nobody believes it was an accident. And this is where we hear audio of Anna Bianca.
Yeah.
And she's
so sad.
What did you think of their choice to include that? Because she's just sobbing hysterical. Like, it's not, I didn't feel like she provided that. I feel like it came from somewhere else.
I'm pretty sure they probably just like found out that they could legally include it and they didn't get her permission because I don't think she would consent to that.
It was just an odd choice to include a daughter's reaction to finding out that her mother had died.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have rather them like get a statement from her if she didn't want to be in the documentary.
I would venture to guess she wanted nothing to do with this documentary at all. Like, I don't even think she would probably give a statement. But
yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. So Marianne says, you know, he needed to do the right thing and just divorce Bianca. He didn't have to kill her. The broker dude, the life insurance dude, comes back into the picture now. And he says, oh, by the way, Larry and Bianca were getting a shit ton of life insurance on Bianca very suddenly. And it was all in a rush. He said, but I didn't think anything of it because she was agreeing to all of it and signing all of it. Like, I saw her.
Yeah.
Red flag.
That's really, it's a huge red flag. And I don't know why she wouldn't have been more scared. But maybe she had a health issue or something that we don't know about. And so she thought maybe it made sense in regards to that.
Maybe. But I'm going to say, Murder, She Watched pro tip. Your husband suddenly one day decides he wants to get a bunch of life insurance on you, but not on himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So Larry and Lori start building a life together because they think they're done. He's inherited all of this money. He's been cleared of these charges. They're good. They start building a house together, and she says it was magical. Lori tells us from jail it was magical until it wasn't.
Yeah. Can I just say, wouldn't that be so interesting if Cody Brown bought Larry and Bianca's house and he lived in there with Robin? Like, I just feel like that would be
the crossover no one wanted.
There for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So Brian Lovelace is a bartender at a steakhouse in Phoenix, and he was very familiar with Larry and Lori. He says they were big spenders. We knew their drink orders. They came in, we seated them, and we took care of them. And he says one night he witnessed them in a fight, and it got quiet between songs. So like they were clearly, and this has happened to me a million times. You're talking a lot, very loudly, and then the music shuts off and you're yelling. When the music went down, he heard, I killed my fucking wife for you.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's a lucky turn of events and like great for this case. I mean, he could have been yelling like, I got you a bouquet with a dildo in it. I'm glad that this is what this guy heard. Yeah, well, I mean, he'll change this later, but this guy heard it. And he says
Larry was kind of aggressively yelling it at Lori and stormed out.
Yeah.
So now Larry and Lori's life is getting pretty extravagant. He's hunting, he's philandering, like he's just living the life.
Yeah.
Episode 3, I'm calling Law Enforcement Has Entered the Chat. Because
I like it.
Yeah. And you don't realize until you're, well into the documentary, like just how everything in this case hinged on Brian Lovelace's testimony about, I killed my fucking wife for you. That was pretty much what they built this case on.
Yep. Yeah.
It feels scary and flimsy to me.
Yeah.
Your lawyer, would you go into court with that?
I mean, that witness would have to be somebody that everybody in their life says never lies and has never done anything wrong, because the other side would totally impeach the crap out of them. So, yeah.
So we find out that it is her friends, Bianca's friends, who call the FBI and beg them to investigate this. Good for you, Bianca. This tells us everything we need to know about this woman, that she was so well loved in life that all of her friends demanded justice for her and didn't give up. And I like it.
Yeah.
And I expect the same from all the couch detectives out there, for all your friends. We need to be calling for women, calling the FBI and demanding justice for people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we meet Donald. He's an FBI agent, and we meet a few FBI agents. Donald is one of them. He says these calls were not just generic. Like, her friends were not just calling up saying, please solve this case. They were calling with specific evidence. And Scott, who's real cute, long hair, special agent, he says this case is exactly why he got into the FBI, because he wanted to bring victims like Bianca justice. Scott and Donald both say Bianca was the victim here, and they needed to look into this further. Brian Fields also shows up, and he is the assistant DA. So they start with the case file from the Zambian police. And they immediately, one of the first things they figure out is that she could not have physically shot herself, because they do tests with women her size. So what they did is they took the angle that the bullet entered the body, and they tried to recreate, using somebody her size, the same gun from different distances. Where does the gun have to be to produce that angle? And they realize it has to be like 1, 2, or 3 feet away.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And even at 0 feet away, like right up against you, there was only one person that could do it. And that person was a gymnast. So she had like really flexible shoulders.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So they're like, this could not have happened the way that he's saying it could happen. So Brian Field says this was a homicide. We knew this now. Who had motive? Larry, the person who was with her.
Yeah.
So now they follow the money, and they interview Bill Gorman, the broker. So the FBI is like, when we went to interview this guy, he tried to sell us life insurance.
Yeah. Hilarious. Yeah. I know.
Everybody in Larry's circle is kind of smooth operating.
A shyster.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So they found out that she had 9 policies equaling $4.8 million. And Bill Gorman's real upset because they didn't use him. He's like, he went to other agents. He was real mad.
That's probably why he asked the FBI for life insurance. He's like, at least I should get like
something
their business.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So the FBI goes to Zambia, and they notice there are numerous discrepancies in Larry's statements. And kind of like you said earlier, first he's saying she took her own life. Then he's saying it was an accident. Like it's he's all over the map. Whatever he needs to say to get these guys to shut up and cremate that body is what he's going to say.
Yep.
The FBI also figures that Larry shot his own thumb off to collect disability. And the way that they discovered this is there is gunpowder residue in the photo.
So crazy. And it actually looks really like a similar pattern once they showed on the fabric how that gunshot would look for, for Bianca. Then when they showed his thumb, it looked actually like really similar to that.
Yeah. Yeah. So the FBI is kind of saying like they think that the turning point, like the thumb incident was a turning point, And that's when his behavior started to cross over into criminal. Right? Like, so he kind of was always this guy who was like, I could get away with anything. But that's when he started like doing criminal things.
Yeah. And he realized he could get away with those too. Yeah.
So now Brian Lovelace, the bartender's back, and he decides he's going to call the FBI and tell them what he heard. So one coworker called and said, oh, yeah, Lori gave him an ultimatum. And so this is the woman that we saw in front of the bar. Lori gave him an ultimatum and told Larry to get rid of Bianca. We also learned that Bianca had discovered the affair and issued her own ultimatum, like I said earlier, to fire Lori or she was leaving. And what caused her to discover the affair is she found a hair clip in their bed. Wow.
See, this is why I think that she knew, but I think there were certain lines that she didn't want crossed.
Yeah.
And the fact that the hair clip was in their bed, I think these things is where she's like, okay, this is too much.
It reminds me of Carmela and Tony Soprano, right? Where she's like, I know what you're up to, but do you have to bring it in front of me? That kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we have an unspoken arrangement here.
Right.
So the conflict came to a head right before the murder. So that was the inciting incident that they believe caused him to put this plan into play. Lori and Larry now decide they're going to go to Cabo because the heat is on. You know, they're a little nervous about things. They're going to go to Cabo and they get on the plane. And Lori says immediately there's something suspicious on the plane. And we realize that the FBI is there and they grab Larry and everyone, they do a whole like roundabout with everybody that's been on the documentary so far. And everybody's thrilled that this guy's caught.
They're like having a party. They're like, they were waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we hear a phone call between Larry and Lori and he's like, I'm in here with the Bloods and the Crips. This is fucking terrible. Dude, then don't murder people.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, I really believe there was enough evidence to put him in jail just for financial crimes.
Yeah, yeah.
So now the whole thing comes down to Shabnam, is Lori involved? So what was your initial thought on this? Did you think Lori was involved?
I think she was. I do.
Yeah, I kind of do too. She may not have helped him plan it, but I think she knew.
Yeah. I think she pushed him to it and it was like a conspiracy that he was going to do it. But I think she probably was like, I don't want to know anything more because maybe she knew that the more she knows, the worse off she is. But I think she definitely pushed him to and they decided together.
So the FBI discovers Lori, was the first person Larry called about Bianca's death. So he didn't call their children. He didn't call the police, the FBI, her sister, nobody. He calls his girlfriend. And Bianca really moved in on her life. Lori really moved in on Bianca's life. And they also told people this was really fucked up. They started telling people that they had just met, Lori and Larry.
Yeah.
New relationship energy. No.
I know. That's kind of suspicious and devious.
Yeah.
Because why are you saying that? Like, yeah. It's horrible.
So there's no evidence really that she's involved, which is the problem. So they drag her in front of a grand jury and she calls Larry and she tells him and he's like, don't talk on this recorded line. She's like, Larry, I want to tell you what happened today. So remember that murder we planned together? And he's like, shut up. Don't talk on a recorded line. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So they want to offer her a deal, but she will not take it because she says she's innocent and she lies to a grand jury. So they charge her.
Yeah, good.
And Steph, her daughter's like, how could this happen to a sweet, innocent person? Oh, I felt bad for her.
I did. I really did feel bad for her. I just really think Lori knew that he was going to kill Bianca and she wanted that. She just didn't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
And you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, that's a good point. So another call from Larry to the producers. He says, I was completely innocent. I never even had a traffic ticket. I'm a good person. So I got fantastic attorneys because that's what an innocent person does. They have to pay for, super, super lawyers. Although
also, it's just like he got away with everything. So he's basically like saying I'm a great criminal. I didn't even have a traffic ticket. I've gotten away with everything.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, yeah.
Although I would argue that if Karen Reed did not dump her entire life savings on getting such good lawyers, she would have been in trouble. So
yeah.
So enter David Marcus. He is the defense attorney. He says this case is ridiculous. The Zambians already cleared Larry, and so did the life insurance companies. This is a total bullshit case. And the trial begins, and the defense's MO is to present alternatives to every fact. So anything the prosecution puts up, they're going to put up 10 alternate theories.
Yeah.
First, argues David Marcus, the crime scene was a mess. And David says, Bianca had a will where she wanted to be cremated. But the DA says, yeah, okay, we'll give you that one. But come on, we got a shit ton more evidence. So basically, he has like 2 good points. The crime scene was a mess. They didn't process it properly. And she had a will that said she wanted to be cremated. Well, I mean, did the will say she also wanted to be murdered to be cremated? Did the will say she wanted to be cremated now?
Yeah. Did the will say she wanted to be cremated quickly by her murderer? Yeah.
So the defense lawyer, I have to say, the defense lawyer was impressive.
Yeah. I like that.
He was batting away all of these allegations to the point where I began to question myself. Even the jurors are impressed. And then Brian Lovelace takes the stand. And
I liked him as a lawyer, not because, to be clarified.
Oh, yes.
I liked him as a lawyer. Yes. Yeah.
So David claims that Larry said, okay, all right, let me back up here. All right. So Larry is now saying, Shabnam, that while the end of, I don't know, Open Arms by Journey was playing, okay, and winding down in the restaurant, that he had actually said, the FBI believes. And then the music stops, and then he goes, I killed my fucking wife for you. Okay, dude, sure.
Mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, sure, why not, right? Like, yeah.
So Lori is charged as well, and they're charged together, but they get separate lawyers. And she hires a guy named John Dill, the real Dill.
There's just so much sister wives in here.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. So Real Dill has to defend her. The charges against her are 5 counts of perjury, obstruction of justice, and accessory after the fact to murder. And David Marcus says this is absurd. She was not an accessory to the murder just because she lied. I feel like that's right.
That seems odd. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So,
and she didn't. Yeah. Did she get convicted of that? I'll look it up if we don't know. Yeah. Okay, I'll look it up before the end. Yeah.
Anna Grimley, the one who said Lori told her about the ultimatum, is a mess on the stand. She says, they asked me a question that took me by surprise, and the story morphed and changed, and she suddenly doesn't recall. So she has no idea. At this point, the jurors are like, well, I mean, he might be guilty. And the defense was ahead of the game here.
Yeah.
But then guess what happened? Larry had to take the stand. This is such an egomaniac playbook here.
Yeah.
He can't stop talking. He can't shut up. His hubris is out of control. He thinks he can just win over everybody. So he gets on the stand and he starts talking about how they had an open marriage. Nobody believes him. Everybody says he was lying. And he just came off unlikable. And we talk a lot about this, especially like around Karen Reed. And Becca and I've talked about this a little bit on The Staircase. Can somebody be unlikable and be innocent?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, so the fact that he was unlikable doesn't mean he's a murderer. But like, you don't want to leave the jury with that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right. Because a jury might convict someone not because they're unlikable, but it'll sway their opinion about them.
Yeah, like you don't want that to be the last thing people remember when they're going to deliberate this case.
Yeah, I wonder if he insisted that he wanted to
he insisted.
go on the stand.
He insisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause,
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
His lawyer, David Marcus, said, I promised him he would go on the stand. So he went on the stand. What?
Yeah.
So the ADA is like, this is all fake. He fake cried, everything. And the jurors were like, there were no tears. He was crying. No tears. Who does that sound like? Robin.
Sobbing Robin? Yeah.
So the day of the verdict, he's found guilty. Here, I have Lori was convicted of being an accessory to murder.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I was just looking at that. Yeah.
And the jurors overwhelmingly say, so they interviewed a few of the jurors in the documentary. They all say, Larry was Larry's downfall. Can you imagine if he had not taken the stand, he might have gotten away with it.
I know, that's so, but this is what's so, like, I don't know, this is like the dessert about it for me, is that his own hubris is the one that, like, you know, really convicted him. And that's when I feel like there's justice in the world.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
So the day of the verdict, like I say, he's found guilty. Lori's found guilty. Everyone is so thrilled that this asshole's being locked up, but Bianca is still dead. Like, yes, there's victory and it's justice, but it's still really sad. Because this woman who did nothing wrong but love this man and believe in this man and help build this man up is dead.
Yeah.
Her children have to go on without her. It's really sad.
It's so sad.
Dan Foote says, having been detained a tour time in my life, my guess is he won't be running a posse in there.
I'm like, tell me more.
Yeah, I know.
Tell me more about this.
What were you detained for? Tell me.
Yeah.
Lori addresses the court at sentencing and she tells everybody that she's the victim and there's zero remorse for the affair, for Bianca's death. Like, I think if Lori maybe threw herself on the mercy of the court and was like, showed a lot of remorse, that would have helped her. But she got 17 years in prison.
That seems like a lot. I feel like she probably got sentenced to more time because of how unlikable she appeared.
Yeah. And these were federal charges, so they're,
Yeah.
So they're in line for the next pardon, I'm sure. And Real Dill is really upset. He says, this is crazy. There are people who murder people who are serving less time. Larry Rudolph received a life sentence for murdering his wife, Bianca Rudolph, and a concurrent 20-year sentence for defrauding insurance companies. He was also ordered to pay $4.8 million in restitution and a $2 million fine. They are both appealing, and Lori's lawyer, Real Dill, no longer licensed. What's the story there?
That was so interesting. Yeah, that's got to be some interesting story.
Instead, he's writing a book, and Larry and Lori no longer speak. And we hear their last phone call. Like, we hear them say goodbye to each other.
And isn't that interesting? I think that what was exciting to them about their relationship was the affair part of it and the money. Because otherwise, why wouldn't they kind of want emotional support from each other?
Yeah. Yeah.
Still.
It was strange. To this day, Shabnam, Larry's still getting disability in prison.
I couldn't believe that. I cannot believe that.
I can't either. Okay. Take us to Shabnam's legal corner.
Yeah. So what I was looking up was how often the foreign murder investigations happen. And apparently it's really, really rare. But the FBI can investigate certain murder cases committed in foreign countries, particularly those involving U.S. citizens. So
like Natalie Holloway they did, right?
Yeah, Natalie Holloway. Yeah. So the FBI can investigate specific violent crimes committed against Americans or by Americans overseas. And this includes murders of U.S. nationals, like I mentioned. They primarily operate abroad through legal attaches. So they work a lot with the enforcement, with law enforcement agencies abroad. Okay. And they're typically coordinated with the authorities, and then the U.S. Attorney General can decide whether or not they actually want to prosecute the case.
Okay.
So, but it's usually for cyber crimes, organized crime, trafficking. It's rarely for murder, but I think these like high profile murder cases in the media sometimes get traction, and they do it for those. But what's interesting about this one is I don't think it was that high profile until now we're having a documentary about it, but it's after the case.
Yeah, I don't know. So I live in Pennsylvania and I've never heard of this, but obviously it was huge in Pittsburgh. But it didn't reach me. But you know what? Couch detectives out there, let us know. Have you heard of this? Because I'm sure, there were many years that I didn't have my finger on the pulse of true crime, that it may have slipped my radar. Yeah. But I don't know. I'd be interested to know how national this went. I mean, it's wild.
Right.
So I can imagine.
It feels like maybe just there was a lot of people in their social circle complaining, and that's maybe how they got some traction. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. And then another interesting point is, so apparently Julian and Anna Bianca, but the charge is mostly led by Julian. They're trying to recover their father and mother's money. So basically they're saying that that Larry stole money from their mom, and that that money was theirs to inherit, and that but the Justice Department is arguing like all this money is meant for restitution, and it was all like gotten through fraud through insurance companies and claims, and so there's this battle back and forth, but the kids are trying to get some.
That's a really good conundrum if you think about it. Like, if your father defrauds life insurance companies and gets a pile of money, say he gets it illegally, no matter what.
Yeah.
Or actually it would be your mother's money because the life insurance was hers. Yeah. And then your father inherits that after he kills her. Do the kids would not be entitled to that, I would not think.
Well, if it's their mother's, they should be entitled to inherit it.
Yeah, but somebody has to pay back you know what, in the perfect world, Larry should have to pay the kids and pay the life insurance back.
Yeah, but I'm
guessing the money to do it.
Well, I'm thinking the problem might be that he doesn't have the money to do both.
Maybe.
But yeah, I don't know. That was interesting. I was like, ooh, that is a conundrum.
Yeah, because it's an interesting legal argument. Like, who has the standing there? The people that were defrauded that get to be paid back, or the children of the mother?
I think that the people that are defrauded have standing first.
I would think.
But and
because if you think about it, that money would not have been there if your father didn't commit the crime. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess you don't know. Like, you're totally right. You don't know when she would have died.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, yeah.
All right, my friend. So we have some housekeeping to do here. Okay. First of all, I want to roll out my rating. So many people are going to be surprised to find out I'm only giving this 3.5 Dursts.
Oh, okay.
So if you're unfamiliar, the Durst scale, often referred to as the Jinx scale, is in my opinion, the Roman Empire of true crime documentaries, because of the side characters, because of the story, and because the documentary itself got the guy to confess on air and then used it to convict him.
Yeah.
It's the goal of every documentarian, I feel like. So, I feel like this is a little higher than some of the other cases we've watched just because of the side characters. I felt that there were really good side characters in here. But I did feel like it could have been just a 2-hour documentary.
Yeah, I thought the same. I think 2 episodes would have been fine rather than 3. But I did like the side characters. I think it was, and I also, aside from all the taxidermy and all of that part of it, I liked the footage of the wildlife and all that, and the safari footage. I liked that a lot too. I think it was well shot. It was well produced. One of the missing things I felt, and I kind of felt this in her last broadcast, the abduction of Jodi Huisentruit, is we didn't hear from like a lot of people in Jodi's family. We just heard from her sister, but like
in this one, we're really missing the perspective of Bianca. Who was Bianca? Like, I really would have liked the kids to have talked about her, or her sister, or her mother, or her, you know what I mean? Like, some of the friends did, but I wanted somebody from her family to really tell us who this woman was. And I feel like this was very based on Larry's behavior, and it didn't really give her a voice.
Yeah. Yeah. I think almost Lori had more of a voice because of her daughter than Bianca.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So there's that. So at the end of every episode of Murder, She Watched, we have to solve the crime, decide if it has been solved. I'm going to say Larry 100% murdered her. Shabnam?
I agree 100%.
He
was the only one there.
Do we think Lori's involved? What's our final?
I do think Lori is definitely involved. I don't know that she should have gotten the accessory conviction. I think conspiracy and perjury that's what I would think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think she was definitely involved. I would like to see her with a nice maybe 10-year prison sentence. I think 17 years is a lot.
I think 17 years is a lot too.
Well, it depends on how involved she was, right? Like if it was like she just said to him, you have a year to get rid of Bianca, and he took that to mean I'm getting rid of Bianca, that's one thing. Then that's on him. But if she was kind of like, dude, you need to kill your wife, then that's another thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that if I would venture to guess, I think the judge is probably like, if it wasn't for her, this lady would likely still be alive, and maybe that's why she got such a high sentence.
Yeah.
And I could see it.
Yeah. So. It could be. Okay, Shabnam, tell everyone where they can find you.
So everyone can find me at Chai After Dark on Instagram and TikTok and on all podcast platforms.
What are you guys covering at Chai After Dark?
So we are covering Succession. Ooh. So we're on season 1. We're about 5 episodes in.
Love it.
And yeah, so we're covering that on Tuesdays. And then every other Thursday, we have kind of like a throwback nostalgia South Asian American movie. So we've done one called Mississippi Masala with Denzel Washington. And then we just dropped Outsourced last week. And then next week we are going to, or next week or in August, we're going to come out with A Nice Indian Boy, which is about a gay multiracial couple, so an Indian man and a white man getting together and kind of their big beautiful Indian wedding that they end up with.
Cool.
So
all right.
Yeah.
Everybody follow Shabnam at Chai After Dark. And I want to thank all of you who jumped on our Patreon, especially Robin, who is a patron at our $25 level. And she is Robin with a YN, but not the bad Robin Brown. She's the good Robin. So Robin.
She's making up for
Robin.
Robin.
So Robin, thank you for supporting the show. And if you'd like to support the show yourselves, but you don't have the cash, I get it, totally. Please leave a 5-star review. That helps just as much. It helps bring people into the show. It helps it, go higher in search listings. And now that I'm in the true crime realm, I'm telling you right now, it's real hard to get found because there's so much of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. It's not the reality TV world over here. And guys,
interesting.
If you want to listen to sometimes Shabnam and myself and other hosts on talking about reality TV, cult documentaries, crazy documentaries that don't have anything to do with murder, you can find us over on Little Miss Recap. All right. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.